Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking in on the Spring 2025 season, which honestly we thought wasn't going to be the best. Not that it didn't have good animes in it, but we're like, it looks a little light, especially compared to the absolute behemoth, the monster that is going to be the summer season coming next, which I'm so excited for. I hope you guys are too. We are going to be doing an anime preview before that comes out, kind of breaking everything down. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for that. But checking in on what we do have, this season has surprised us. It has shocked us. A lot of animes came out of absolutely nowhere and have delivered. To be Hero X. If you know, you know. But I think we just hop right in and kind of talk about it. First of all, we got Fire Force. All right, Fire Force is delivering. It is back, guys. I love Fire Force arcs. I feel like they're so good, so complex, and yet they deliver on everything we look for. The animation's great, the plot's great, the characters are great, the fight scenes are superb, especially because of the sound effects. Again, if you know, you know. Season 3 has been delivering on the first couple of episodes. I'm super excited for the rest of the season. It seems like it's going to be intriguing as always, and of course we have To Be Hero X. This anime is absolutely dominating. It is it's so good. It really is. I never heard of it. You didn't even hear it. When we did the preview, it didn't even pop up. We had no idea. I don't think anybody was expecting this. And then episode 1 dropped with one of the craziest 2-minute openings. Then the ending left us on an absolute cliffhanger. And we've been on a roller coaster ever since. The animation is superb. It's incredible. The plot is really, really good. It's The Boys, but animated. So if you are interested in the Amazon series The Boys, you are going to absolutely love this. And it's a bit more complicated than that because the power system is so unique and is so good. Basically, it is all based on the people. It's based on the beliefs. If people believe in you and you have a lot of people that like look up to you or like worship you in a way, well, you're gonna be really strong. But if no one kind of pays attention to you, you're gonna be weak. But also, what they think of you is what your powers are. It's absolutely incredible. It has just been taking over this season, and honestly, as of right now, it's kind of the front runner out of all these amazing animes each and every week. It's incredible. So if you haven't seen it, you definitely got to check that out.
Dude, yeah, To Be Hero X, very, very good. We got Windbreaker for season 2. Very, very good. It started off with an absolute banger. We get the fight with Keel and Furin. It only lasts a couple episodes, which I thought was cool. So the pacing feels a little bit different rather than season 1 where you had, a lot of one-on-ones and kind of building up our main cast. But Windbreaker is awesome. Very good animation. I bring it up almost every week. Love Cloverworks, and Windbreaker definitely deliver. And so good to have a sweet start to season 2, and looking forward to the new villains they just introduced.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, seems like it's gonna be very badass. We also got Lazarus. So Lazarus is a Hulu exclusive, which is kind of a bummer because it's on Toonami and like Adult Swim. So if you don't have Hulu with like live TV and everything, I guess you can't watch it. But Lazarus is awesome. It was directed by the dude who did Cowboy Bebop, and a lot of the fight scenes were like choreographed by the guy who did the choreographing for John Wick. So like very good hand-to-hand scenes, very fluid. The animation kind of like feels 90s-esque. You definitely get that Cowboy Bebop vibe. Super cool characters, amazing voice actors, which I feel like is always a really nice touch. You got to spend the big money to get the big talents. Yeah, but Axel, very, very good main character. And it's like starting off pretty slow. There's the group is still looking for Skinner, but very excited to see where that goes. Lazarus has been off to a good start. If you have Hulu, I would recommend checking it out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm bummed out. I saw the trailer, I'm like, yo, this looks absolutely incredible. If you watch the English dub, Ichigo's VA is the main character, so I mean, like, it just hits, you know what I mean? But that's the unfortunate part, is it's not just you have to have Hulu, we have to have Hulu with live TV, so you have to have one of the mini packages within the, it's a mess.
Which is like $80 a month, I think. That's like a very tall ask. You're not talking like $20. Like, yeah, kind of a bummer.
It's insane. So hopefully, please, Lazarus, be free, be free. I want to watch. I really do. It looks so goddamn good, especially if it's choreographed with the people that did John Wick. Like, come on, we gotta see that. Release it, all right. But next up, we got T-Bait. T-Bait, the beginning after the end, was probably the most highly anticipated anime coming into this season. The reason why? Because it is a very, very popular manhwa. There are 3 manhwas that have just been taking over the past couple years. That is the beginning after the end. That is also the Omnipotent Reader's Viewpoint. And then also one you might have heard. I'm not sure. It's Solo Leveling. And the crazy thing is, Solo Leveling was deemed number 3 out of those 3. Because its story, it just doesn't match up to the other 2. And as someone who's reading Omnipotent Reader's Viewpoint right now, phenomenal. So as you can tell, it had a lot of really high expectations, especially since manhwa is very detailed, very colorful, very gorgeous. It's incredible to read, and it did not deliver on the animation, which is very unfortunate. All I'm gonna say is this: a month ago, I'd still be watching it. You know what I mean? I'd still be watching, I'd still be enjoying it because I didn't, get the taste of the manhwa, right? Now that I got the taste of manhwa, like I get it, and I'm just gonna drop it because I want the full experience of the beginning after the end, right? I can see why they're upset. So if you're someone who just watches anime only and you really don't care, the animation isn't too bad. It just looks very normal. It looks very basic. It looks like every other isekai, which is what angers a lot of people, and some of the fight scenes are bad. But other than that, the story should still be absolutely phenomenal. So did it let a bunch of people down? Sure, but you can still be very enjoyable to you, depending on how much you really care about animation. I personally say I think you should just kind of read it. I think that's going to be the best experience. You're going to get the most out of it. You know what I mean? Because speaking of manhwa, I mean, guys, we do have a video coming out like soon. We're recording it right after this, where we are talking about a manhwa that is about to absolutely explode. It is incredible. Manhwa is taking over the scene, and once you start reading, you can kind of tell why. It is fucking gorgeous, and it's incredible. So the beginning after the end wasn't what everyone was expecting, but it's all right. We have plenty other animes to just absolutely like dive in on. And another one is, can a boy girl friendship survive? Now, honestly, I was not interested when this first kind of like dropped. I kind of thought it was one of the ecchi-ish, harem-ish kind of animes of the season. We get tons of them. They're not my thing, so I just avoid them. But this one kept popping up on my shorts feed and on TikTok, and I'm like, the clips actually look pretty good. And honestly, it was rated a 4.7, consistently since it dropped. I'm like, it seems pretty popular. It feels weird if we don't talk about it on the check-in. So I'm like, let's just watch the first 3 episodes, see how it is. Guys, it's a fucking sleeper. It's weird calling it a sleeper because so many people are watching it, you know what I mean? But I'm telling you, you should check it out, especially if you like, 1, quintessential quintuplets, and 2, My Dress Up Darling. It is literally those two mashed into one. The MC's got 2 girls that are interested into him, and he's only going to pick one. It's not like a harem type thing. The one girl is literally My Dress Up Darling, and the other girl is literally quintessential quintuplets. The one girl, saw him, in school, in one of the rooms, in club rooms when he was younger, saw that he was into jewelry and was making jewelry, saw the passion in his eyes and was like, oh, I fell in love with that. You know what I mean? So she ends up deciding, I'm going to help your dream come true. And they've been close ever since. She's very outgoing, like very popular. It's literally My Dress Up Darling. And then you have the other girl where he met on a field trip when he was very young. And of course, they both got lost, and that's how they met, right? And then they part ways after a great day together, right? And then all of a sudden, she ends up getting a bracelet that he made from her sister. And for some reason, it just reminded her of him. What are the odds of that? That's crazy, right? Ends up cherishing it, wears it all the time. They go to the same high school now. Runs into him. They don't really recognize each other, but then the bracelet breaks. He ends up offering to fix it. They end up getting to know each other, and they recognize each other. So again, it sounds very like quintessential quintuplets. If you like either of those animes or both those animes, this one is a really, really good one for you. The art is incredible, the animation's sick, the plot is awesome, and honestly, it's also really funny. So I highly recommend that. I feel shameful that I didn't start it on episode 1, and I started on episode 3. Like, I wasted a lot of time, and I regret that, but it's you should check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely on my radar. You made a really good point in the beginning too. Like, it's just kind of like a slower season, and like here we are a couple weeks in, we're like watching mad stuff. There's a
Yep.
lot of really good. Yeah, I don't know if you could call them sleepers, but like they were like under our radar when we were looking at the season at first.
Mm-hmm.
So very good. That's definitely on my list. I want to check that out. Another good romance is Kowloon Generic
Oh
Romance.
yeah.
Super good. I feel like we've come up with some really solid romances, but this is 2 really great like main characters. Kujirai, the girl, has lost like all her memories of her past. She basically works in this kind of like rundown looking city called Kowloon. It's all about like nostalgia and how things don't really change, everything kind of stays the same. But then there's also, it's kind of a deep dive, this story. Like, it's a lot more complex than it
It's a
seems.
mind
There's
fuck.
also like, yeah, dude, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
It's trippy.
So like in the middle of this romance between Kujirai and her coworker, which Kujirai like loses her memories, has no idea of anything from her past, and she's starting to like get feelings for her coworker. Here they were married. They definitely had feelings. You know what I mean? So they're really close in all reality, but it feels like the male MC is trying to like genuinely win her back, even though she's kind of different. Like we get flashbacks of her personality, and she's like kind of changed a lot. but we don't have an answer as to why. There's also like this secondary Earth. I forget what they call it, but they're literally trying to make like this new Earth, and it's basically this orb in the sky.
Hmm.
So in the midst of this romance, you have another planet being man-made. So it's a pretty crazy mind fucked stuff. I think it's awesome. It's really got really good art. Another kind of like 90s vibe anime with the way things are drawn.
Hmm.
And then you have that like dystopian. It's not like terrible, but it kind of feels dystopian or like a little bit run down. So it's like a cool town that the world is like based in. Very, very good. Very big fan of Kowloon Generic
Yeah,
romance.
and like romance is on the back burner with this. So if you're not like too into romance, you might still love this because it's more so about like, hey, something's going on in the world. It's definitely strange. It's definitely weird. They're kind of in this rundown town, and of course, it seems like everything's kind of just like more kind of like I don't know, like dry. Right? It seems like Earth has kind of been dried out of all of its resources, and that's why they have a secondary Earth. And of course, all the rich people are going to be up there, right? And she doesn't remember anything, and she's trying to figure out who she is. You're trying to figure out what's going on Earth. You're trying to figure out what's going on in Kowloon because like nothing changes, and they keep bringing that up. But clearly something's going on. You get these weird, random kind of glitches and flashbacks. You're like, what? There's something up with the doctor. That you're introduced to the doctor. He's like, oh, I'm interested in you. It's like, is she human? Wait, she might not be human. Like, I'm so confused. So it's like there's so much more going on, but then at the same time, there's that little bit of romance here and there. So like, it's definitely a watch for sure.
It's super funny because it has generic romance in the title, and it
Mm.
is absolutely not generic at all. It probably sounds like a mess. Like if you have no idea about it, kind of sounds like a mess listening to somebody describe it.
Oh
But it
yeah,
is like pretty well put together. It's like pretty dramatic and like there's good moments. Highly recommended. Definitely one of my favorites this season.
same.
And then we got super popular series off Netflix, Devil May Cry.
Yep.
So we both weren't exposed to the video games and
Mm.
like the lore and the series prior to this. I absolutely loved it. I've seen stuff online and like I try not to pay too much attention, but like through all the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, all that stuff, like I did see some people complaining about how Dante was portrayed or like how it wasn't maybe like super lore accurate, which for me is like a new fan of the series. I didn't really care. The bunny was an outstanding villain, and Mary, the kind of like the female sidekick, she was really good. Like she was kind of annoying and you hated her at times, but like she had a great backstory. All the backstories were insane,
Hmm.
especially the villain. And they did a really good job of like kind of making it tough to decipher like is the villain really a bad guy? You know what I mean? He's out for revenge in a way, but once you see episode 6, incredible. So
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And it's 8 half-hour episodes, but it felt incredibly packed. The art was really, really sick. I thought the CGI was really well done, and like they crushed it. So I would definitely recommend Devil May Cry. Again, it's set up for a season 2, so like there's definitely going to be more coming. But I didn't know anything about the games, prior to this. Definitely makes you want to check them out. But big fan of it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, and like we even made a video about this. They dropped the whole first season. It's really, really good. We kind of talk about Devil May Cry because we brought it up as like a sleeper anime. If you don't know, we have sleeper anime series where we, first part of it we talk about like, hey, here's why you should watch it, and then of course we can't help ourselves. The next part is where you just kind of like talk about it, talk about the spoilers, and really enjoy it. So if you do want to like look more into it, we do have that video. It was a really, really good series. The second we finished it, we both like binged it in like a day. And we're like, dude, we gotta like talk about this. Like we gotta like it was just so good. It was so funny. It had so many things going for it.
Dude, and I totally forgot to bring up the music. I feel like this is
Yup.
the third time I've brought up something from the 90s, but they have like Papa Roach, Evanescence, Limp
Mm-hmm.
Bizkit, Green Day, like a lot of really good popular music that really changes the game. Like there's some really good hits in there, and the way it like fits in the anime fits very well. I think it's very effective. Super, super good.
It really is. It really is. It's talking about super, super good as well. Guys, Go Loser Rangers dropping season 2, and that is super, super good. Again, we did a video on this. Listen, we have an addiction to anime, okay? We are very obsessed about it. We're passionate about it. So whenever we see something good, we immediately talk about it. So we have a lot of videos already out there, and so many more to come. But as we did another kind of like sleeper anime when Go Loser Ranger originally dropped, it is a Hulu exclusive, but you just need the base Hulu. You don't need like any other package. It is so, so good. Something we talked about in that video was talking about how the story is so interesting, right? Because our MC is not a good guy, they're not a bad guy, they're right in the middle. And they're like, yo, anybody can catch these fucking hands. You know what I mean? I'm going
Yeah.
after everybody. And it's awesome. The characters are super, super cool. The animation's awesome. The fights are really interesting. It is really, really funny. Like, Goku Loser Ranger, it's got a weird title, but like, it's not what it seems. And it is so good. And you shouldn't just judge a book by its cover with this. Like, it is awesome. And season two is one of those seasons where like I feel like whenever you have a season one, it's kind of a staple of the series. You know what I mean? Because it's what got you into it. It always like hits really hard. Season two looks like it is going to decimate season one. It is looking so good, and we just have 2 episodes out right now, and I'm like, yo, this is blowing me away. You know, we're getting so much more into it, and it's really starting to take off. And I'm thinking you guys are gonna absolutely love season one. Season two's right there. I mean, it is going to deliver, and I can't wait to get more into it. There's going to be so many twists and turns. It's going to get so much better. The fights are going to be so much more insane. Like, we're just getting started with this anime, so I highly recommend you check it out. It is awesome, and I'm loving it. Dude, this season has been incredible so far. I mean, we're lucky. We're very fortunate. This is great.
Dude, I know. And like in a season where we were like kind of looking ahead to summer because there's so many massive
Mm-hmm.
titles coming out and movies and everything you could imagine as an anime fan, I gotta say, spring has really hit hard. There's a lot of really good stuff. I mean, you have like new series, you have premieres that are really hitting hard, you have good romance, you have returning series like Windbreaker and Go-Go Loser Rangers that I feel like are the perfect time to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, you have like 15, 16 episodes, the content and the story has like really started to build up, but you don't have like 40 episodes to try and digest. So there's a lot of really good stuff to get into and some stuff that's really easy to watch and fast, like Devil May Cry, 8 episodes. A really, really good season. Very underrated.
Yeah, it's been so so awesome. So we hope you guys are enjoying it. Let us know in the comments down below what is your favorite anime of the season. And listen, when summer season comes, we are going to be here. We're going to be delivering content wise with the previews, the check-ins, everything, the sleepers. Like I said, guys, we're very passionate about this stuff. We absolutely love this stuff, and we love talking about it and then like sharing it, especially the low key stuff. I feel like that's where we really kind of like enjoy. That's where we have the most fun. So if you guys are interested in manga, manhwa, anime, stick around, come hang out. You know what I mean? But anyways, that is it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy. The spring season is here. It's been awesome, and we're gonna be busy in summer. That is it, guys. Later, and peace.